Hi everybody, welcome to the G-Fest Hall. Yay, my first G-Fest, and I had a great time. I met cool people, and I bought toys. That's the main thing I've gathered, is buying toys is the main thing. So, here we are. This is either going to be its own video, like just the haul, or this is going to be attached to the end of a big like retrospective. And I guess you'll find out right now as you're watching it. So let's start off by just showing off all the cool stuff that I bought. One of the most prevalent Godzilla toy makers goes by the name of YMSF. And he basically makes soft vinyl figures of characters that don't get a whole lot of attention. I believe they've made the very popular Final Wars Kamacuras and Kumonga. They made the guys from War of the Gargantuas, and they made that Zilla that was really popping off like last year. Whoa, my tripod. I don't own any YMSF stuff. The figures have pretty hefty prices on the secondary market. And given that this was my first G-Fest, I figured would be a great time to actually buy something from him. So what did I buy? Why, the 1962 King Kong, of course. And this is great. I love King Kong versus Godzilla, and this is such a stupid looking guy. He doesn't have any pupils, which is weird, but you know, he articulates. He scales good with my NECA 1962, which is the only 62 Godzilla I have. So, cool to have. He was the first purchase of the convention, which, you know, considering it was my first G-Fest, makes this the first, like, G-Fest purchase ever. It's pretty monumental. It's a big deal. I'll put him right there. What should I talk about next? Just random stuff, I guess. I bought a lot of movie Monster Series figures. I guess I can show this off. This is the tag and the badge. Pretty nice, thick material. You know, the unique lanyard. Good stuff. This is the best badge I've had for an anime or a convention. I go to anime cons normally, and this is the best badge I've ever had. So, that's nice. Okay, I guess we can talk some more about movie Monster Series, which is mainly what I bought. From most of these came from Beast of the East collectibles. Many people seem to agree that they're one of the best vendors in the vendor hall, especially for getting good prices on movie Monster Series figures. I picked up the 1965 Godzilla. And you might be thinking, wow, Jeff, this guy looks dumb. He's not even standing up straight. Well, you are very studious, my friend, because this figure is one of the movie Monster Series posing figures. And he is specifically set to dance on the moon. Was it the moon? I don't remember. But his funny little dance from Invasion of Astro Monster. And I love this. This is so good. He's got the tag there. I card up my tags. But yes. And he comes with this rock. So, I mean, you could like hang him if you wanted to. But I appreciate that they gave him his own little base. Ain't that lovely? Okay. Yeah. Look, we'll keep it up with Beast from the East. Because from there, I also purchased Baggin. Now, I didn't buy the regular Baggin when he released. I just never got around to it, the gray one. And I do think that one looks better than the red one. So why did I buy the red one? Well, if you don't know, this is specifically Baggin as he appears in the video game Super Godzilla. Which is why that text is all pixelated, because this is a video game, so retro. There is a Super Godzilla figure coming out, and I actually have him, like, on the way. He's in the mail, he's coming, and I thought it'd be really fun to get this guy to match up with him. So that's literally the only reason. Also, he was cheaper than the normal Baggins that they had, so I'm okay with a red Baggin. That's fine. He's cool. Incredible sculpt. This has got to be one of the best modern movie Monster Series figures ever released. I'm not an expert on this line. I don't buy them nearly that much anymore. But after this G-Fest trip, I think I'm going to start buying a lot more of them. One of my favorite purchases, and this is a figure I was wanting the moment it got announced. Shout out again to Beast from the East Collectibles, but this is the Godzilla store exclusive Cybot Godzilla. So this is specifically a figure based on Godzilla 84, the animatronic Godzilla they made in the movie. Like, they made a huge, I don't know the exact size, but they made a huge animatronic. And this figure is based on that. There's an X Plus also, which obviously looks way nicer, but I still really like the way this looks. It's got those weird proportions. He doesn't quite look like the 84. He's slightly off canny. Doesn't quite look right, and that's why I love him. Last figure from Beast from the East. And let me tell you, this guy was everywhere in the convention center, but he was selling quickly. This is the Movie Monster Series Godzilla 2000 2.0. And, you know, not bad. Not bad at all. I love this suit. It's one of my personal favorites. Focus on this. Focus on you. And I feel like I just had to get it. The sculpt on this is out of this world. It's so good. And the paint's great too. I've got some minor paint defects on the face, but it's nothing. The big exciting part about getting this figure though was that I actually got to meet Shinichi Wakasa, who was the guy who designed this suit. And that was really cool. He was super nice. And I mean, yeah, it was just really awesome to meet any of the people like that were kind of involved with like my favorite Godzilla movies. So the figure's great, and the autograph really does kind of make that all the better. I did pick up the King Ghidorah poster color version, the new Movie Monster Series release. Yes. This guy was also everywhere in the dealer's room, and it took a while for me to find him for a good price, but I don't remember what vendor it was, but there was a vendor selling him for $55, and that is how I got it. Carded him up. I've always loved these alternate colors for Ghidorah, and I'm very glad that Bandai made a figure of him, because all the other options for figures of this guy, I mean, there's the Chibi, the Enshrined Monsters figure by Bon Presto. That looks great, but, you know, like, there's an X Plus, there's that Ichiban figure, and those are just way too expensive. So if anything, I kind of wish maybe his heads were spread out a bit more, but not the end of the world. Incredible figure. And then last Movie Monster Series, this was just a fun pickup, but one of my favorite things that happened a while back was the Hedorah anniversary. And what was really fun about the Hedorah anniversary was all of the fun color variants that Bandai made. I didn't pick any up during that time. So I saw this guy, and some seller had them for $20, and I was like, you know what? I love these colors. The metallic blue, the yellow, the silver. It just looks incredible, and I'm a big fan of this colorway on Hedorah. I don't own a lot of Hedorah figures, actually. I own the Bandai Creation one, and I think the landing version, the Godzilla Store landing version, that's it. So I'm always willing to add more Hedorahs to my collection. And I love the colors on this. It helps also that I found him for cheap. Unfortunately, a friend of mine called him a piss Hedorah, and that slightly soured the experience just a wee bit. But yes, those are all the Movie Monster Series figures, which made up most of my buying. But I tell ya, Movie Monster Series is a lot of fun. So what else did I buy? Well, there were a few things. Just a few things, not a whole lot. We'll start with these. And I actually know where I got these next ones. Huge shout out to Showcase Daikaiju for selling me a Gigabrain Godzilla 64 for like $100. This thing looks awesome. It's a transparent, glittery pink vinyl. And I absolutely love the colors on this. This is so good. I've started the slippery slope of getting into Sofubi, and G-Fest was not kind to me in that regards, because when you don't have a lot of money, you know, you see figures there that are like $900, and people buy those with no hesitation. They just yank them. And I'd like to be that financially well off one day, but for now, I will gladly take the $110 Sofubis. Gigabrain is very cool. 65 Godzilla, super awesome. Showcase Daikaiju, shout out. And then from the one and only Richard Aso of Fresh Vinyl, another Gigabrain Gigan. This is another transparent, glittery vinyl. But I think the gold on the transparent works really well here. It almost looks silver, and gold and silver Gigan wasn't something I knew I needed ever, but it looks incredible. There's like a metallic blue version and just like a regular green version, but I like having Sofubis that are like interesting and unique with their colorways. So yes, super cool. Let's organize just a bit here because we're gonna get a nice thumbnail picture out of this. There we go. Okay. One more thing. The last purchase of G-Fest. After I got my Shinichi Wakasa autograph, I had about $20 left to my name, and I hit up the dealer's room one last time before heading back home. And I stopped by Titanic Creations. These guys are awesome. They are an indie company that make figures of original kaiju, and they also make really obscure kaiju into figures as well. They made Yongari and Pulgasari figures, which look really cool. I didn't have the money for those. What I did have the money for was a little golden Pulgasari. And isn't that cute? He's still wrapped up. 6 of 100. I didn't even notice that. These were limited, huh? Alrighty. There we go. Haha. Haha. Interesting. I think this is 3D printed. I can't, yeah, pretty sure this is 3D printed. Not that I'm complaining. I was just noticing the material. I don't own any 3D printed things, so it's smoothed out though. They did a good job. This looks really cool. Pulgasari is a cool kaiju. The history of the movie is much more interesting to me than the actual movie itself. Buddy Justin made a really good video essay about the history of Pulgasari. I'll link it. Go check it out. But yeah, Pulgasari, that is everything that I bought at G-Fest this year. Ooh, I'm gonna lift the camera up a bit. There we go. Ooh. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everybody. If this was just the haul video, then, you know, this is probably on the second channel, so sweet. Thanks for watching. If this is the end of the big retrospective, then it's on the main channel. And thank you for watching as well. I will definitely be going to G-Fest again next year. I'm very excited. I had a great time. And there will be more toys next year. I guarantee it. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great time. And stay gold.